Officials are convening amongst themselves. Gilmore's coming over. Keel is getting a one-on-one time as well as we bring you up to the Bill K Broadcast Center. An interesting first period, Rich. A lot of time spent with the officials deliberating amongst themselves and the coaches respectively.
Exactly, and you got to give the period to the Kings. I mean, they know what's at stake. We talked about, where they sit in the standings. They're not happy about it. Their partisans are not as well with that meet and greet yesterday. So ninth position, they got some work to do, and it starts tonight. And right now, a pretty good first period for the Kings.
So bring us into the mind of a fan and the mind of, maybe the brass a little bit as well. Bring up the Jesse Blais trade with Smith Falls. He's not on the ice. Maybe some of our viewers aren't aware of what's going on with Jesse Blais. Why don't you fill us in a little bit there, Rich?
Yeah, Jesse Blais, I mean, obviously he was their main man here on the team, offensive juggernaut. He was always in the scoring race. If you look in the scoring race now in the league, you don't see no Pembroke Lumber King, and that's for a good reason. Jesse was the only guy. But, yeah, no, you know what, there was just some, I don't know what words being said or whatnot, but there was just the communication wasn't there between him and the coach. Dale McTavish seen and heard enough, so he said, let's pull the trigger. Unfortunately for Dale McTavish, didn't get anything really in return for him. He was supposed to get Grew from the Smithball Bears. Grew says, I don't want to play for the Pembroke Lumber Kings. So what do you do then, right? So he's caught in between worlds, if you will. And, tough position to be in, but what are you going to do if the kid doesn't want to play? He doesn't want to play.
No, of course not. And more of a hit for the Lumber Kings than anything else is losing Jesse Blais. He spent so much time out on the ice shorthanded for his team. Of course, the Lumber Kings doing well in the PK second in the league, so we have to wonder what kind of implications it's going to have on the Lumber Kings special teams moving forward as well.
Well, exactly, and again, a big hit, like I said, for the Kings because Dale McTavish was looking so forward to have this kid Grew. I mean, 6'2", great hands to play along with Big Gilmore, and that's not so this year. Maybe we'll see what happens over the summer, and maybe he'll come back and decide to play, but right now, no Grew, no Blais, so they got to go with what they got.
Yeah, some holes in the lineup for sure, and we're seeing some call-ups. Andre Samard, he had a couple of good looks in period number one. Any looks on the horizons for the Kings that you know of that are players coming up?
I don't know his name, but supposedly the Kings are going to have a player that should be the best player in the league.
Oh, really?
So
that's nice. That's good to know.
Yeah. So, I mean, the future is looking good for these Lumber Kings.
Good.
I don't want to say a name in case I get it wrong, but definitely, and of course, Dale McTavish, he's gonna analyze the season. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're not writing him off, of course, now.
No, of course not. Right.
But they're going to certainly analyze it, and they're going to fill the holes that need to be filled. But definitely they're bringing in a guy that's supposed to be probably the best player in the league.
Well, that's good. It's nice to see some something to look forward to as well in the future for the team, especially when you lose someone like Jesse Blais, who's power play time, penalty kill time, and not really getting anything back in return. But Lumber Kings are looking pretty solid on the ice against a good Brockville team tonight.
Great period, and quickly, like I just mentioned, Colsey, big period for them is the number 2 period, which has been their Achilles heels the last 2-3 games. They got to come out here solid, do what they just did in this first, and they should be in good shape. All
right, well, we'll see what happens in period number 2. Lumber Kings up by a score of 1-0 over the Brockville Braves, and we'll bring you the second period in about 18 minutes' time. Don't go away.
First, how period number 2 is going to be so huge for them, and it has been their Achilles heel. Obviously, they had the advantage with that 10-minute power play, but besides that, I think they really played hard, and they're rectifying the wrongs right now, and a good period for them.
10-minute power play, like I still can't even.
It blows my mind.
Yeah, it blows my mind. I still can't even wrap my mind around it when you say it. I thought for sure it was a typo on the jumbotron, but. 10-minute power play. I'm sure you didn't see that coming when you said the Lumber Kings needed a strong second period. That obviously helps.
Well, exactly, and you know what? It helps obviously their power play, which has been struggling all season long. I mean, they've been looking for this offensive output, like I said, all season long. 5 goals, of course, 10-minute power play helps. They scored 3. But, that's going to help their confidence, and right now, though, matters at hand. They know there's 20 minutes to go. That's lots of time for these Brockville Braves. You think, that's in the bag. No, not against this team. And, they better be ready to put in that effort again as they did the first 40 minutes.
Yeah, again, if I'm a betting man and I'm a predicting man, I'd like to think that Brockville is going to score a couple of goals at least in period 3. I think it's really big that Pembroke got out of that period with a 5-1 lead and not 5-2 or 5-3, because those goals at the end of the period are what really can burn you as a team.
For sure, and I love how you mentioned that for most part they've been playing strong in their own end, and that goal, that Braves goal, I mean, again, it's just a great goal scorer's goal. You know, what are you going to do? You're down a man, so Gabe Mullet-Hill, no answer on that. But yeah, overall, great in their end, great in Brockville's end. Just keep it going, and they should be in fine shape for period 3.
Yeah, so Pembroke with a 4-goal lead moving into period number 3. We've got Chuck a Puck coming up here at the Pembroke Memorial Center, and our third period will be joining you in about 15-20 minutes time. Don't go away, we'll be back. Just to our left down there somewhere, it's a nice old barn sound that you get to hear, and you know, you see the players for the Lumber Kings out there congratulating each other after a really nice home victory. What else can you say? They did a really good job here on home ice against a tough Brockville team.
Well, that's just it. Again, Pembroke struggling all season long at home. Tonight didn't look so. I mean, very, very strong performance right from the hop, if you will. 3 full periods is what it takes, and that's exactly what they did. And not only that, playing in 3 zones as well too. So, you know, a full team effort, and they deserve to win tonight for sure.
Yeah, you touched on it throughout the game as well. All 4 lines rolling. It was a very key moment in the game, the power play, but all the guys were contributing, which is something to you know, remember moving forward.
Well, and that's what it's going to take, right? I mean, they still have a big hill to climb here. 5 points out of it. They sit in 9th. They're trying to catch the Kimball 73s, and it's not getting easier. Wednesday night, they travel up. We will broadcast that on radio. They travel up to Ottawa to play the Junior Sens, who are just red hot right now, Junior A Sens. And then they're also going to face back here Friday night against Cumberland. Two tough opponents, Colsey.
And of course, we'll have that game for you next Friday here, or this Friday rather, here at the Memorial Center against Cumberland. It'll be a good one, as you mentioned, and hope you can join us for that weekend. Perhaps a winning streak is what the Lumber Kings are in need of here to get themselves back into playoff consideration.
Well, it would certainly warm up because it's getting cold outside.
No kidding. All right, well, stay warm out there, folks. Thanks for joining us, Josh Coleman, Rich Chaput, and Jeff Patterson, all of us up here at the Bill K Broadcast Center. Thanks for joining us for this 6-2 Lumber King home victory, and we'll see you again on Friday.